Good morning, good morning. You are now tuned in to another edition of It's Too Early for All That. I am your humble host, Jordan Baylor, filmmaker, animator, your guide to everything under the sun. I've got coffee in hand, excitement in my heart, and I'm ready to kick the day off with some fresh hot takes with none other than my ride or die, my partner in crime, Fulton. How are you doing today, my good friend?
Spiffy.
Oh, come on, man. Here we go. You just kill the energy with that, man. Just
I don't know what you
I
want.
don't know what you want. I want you to get hyped. I want you to get
You want me to
hyped
be
like
fake?
the director of the original Crow film. The Crow's original director roast the reboot after it flopped at the box office, saying, "I thought it was a cynical cash grab, not much cash to grab, it seems." The filmmaker is Alex Proyas. He directed the 1994 one with Brandon Lee died. That the one Brandon Lee died on. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts?
What, on him saying
Just
that?
on
On
him
him
like literally,
dancing on the
literally
grave?
dancing on the grave of the new Crow.
Yeah, it's corny a little bit. Coming out saying, "Oh, did stand up to mine with my his what the only reason his was a success was because it had a low budget and then overperformed. It made 90 million on what was like a 15 or 20 million dollar budget.
It overperformed.
Okay. It
Mm-hmm.
performed. They flip. It's the same way they try to flip horror movies now. That's the only thing that happened with his. So I'm gonna come out and say, like, if you're, my whole thing is, if you don't like something or you're just not into it, why talk about it? It just makes you look corny, in my opinion. I mean, what was his point? I contributed to the better one, and it's like, okay, everybody else was saying that they spent the entire promo run of this movie shitting on it, and then talking about Brandon Lee's is better anyway and all this stuff. Half those people, 75% of them people, hadn't even watched that movie, or if they did, they started watching it now just so they could feel like they had the right to shit on the new one that was coming out. There was nothing but cynicism around that movie, and I don't even care about that movie. I knew I wasn't gonna watch it.
I mean, that's you. I'm a big
That's
fan
my
of the Crow. Like the Crow goes hard. I've read the comics.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'm
No,
not.
I'm just saying,
I'm just saying his response to
But
that is just corny.
okay, so I personally agree with the original director. I feel like they shouldn't touch The Crow. They've tried to do like 3 sequels to it since. I feel personally, this is how I felt since the movie came out. I saw a joint on VHS like way back when because my brother made me watch it. And honestly, dude, I kind of think the movie is cursed. I think the concept is cursed. I think everything about the Crow is cursed. And I always felt that way. It's got like a darkness on it. And you can call me superstitious or whatever, but they ain't been able to make a movie about the Crow good since Brandon died during the making of the film. And then people went to go see the film because he died. It was like he was resurrected again, like he was the Crow on screen. So it's got a weird energy on it, which can't be duplicated. I don't know. I mean, obviously they tried to do it for cash, but I could have told you on paper this movie was going to flop. I could have told you because like it was the 90s. You could be weird and dark. Nobody wants that stuff now. They just tell you to go to Hot Topic. So I I,
What you
I see the director. I see why the director is literally doing handstands on Facebook, putting out posts celebrating the failure of the film because the film should not be in existence. I agree with him 100%. It should not exist. No need to redo it. It's just a stupid idea. It's like, why would you remake that? Why would you remake? It's just, I file it under unnecessary remakes. I am glad that a couple Americans were paid and it was, hopefully it was shot in America. I hope it was. I'm glad that some Americans were paid during the making of the film. But in general, the movie should not exist. Hopefully, some American screenwriters were paid for the movie, some distributors, poster makers. Hopefully, it was printed in America for Americans by Americans. But in general, though, the movie should not exist. And it had weird marketing. And the trailer looks stupid. The trailer showed the whole movie, and the trailer looks stupid. Will I give it a watch? Yeah, I'll probably watch it, on a day I'm bored. I do like the Skarsgård cat, but Who's his agent? This dude picks horrible movies. Who is this man's agent? I mean, they're weird. His picks are weird, but that boy can't pick a movie, man. Come on now.
The only thing I would disagree with is the whole they shouldn't touch it. The Crow is an interesting concept that should be remade at some point, only by someone who actually wants to remake it.
You're just saying
If
that
it's
just to
just
go
sort
against
of
me. You don't even care about the Crow. You don't even
no,
like
no,
the
no. I was
Crow.
gonna let me
You
okay. Let
never
me finish.
read the
If
Crow.
they
You ain't like that. You just going against it because I said it should not be touched.
no, what I'm gonna no, I would. I said I agreed with everything else. I only think it should be touched if it's by someone who actually wants to remake it. If it's one of those instances where somebody like some companies like, oh, we still have the rights to this IP and we're about to lose them, just make a movie so we can retain the rights. If it's that, no, I
That's
disagree
what
with
that
that.
feels like
But if
this
someone actually
was. I agree. That's what that feels like this was.
yeah, all right. No, but like that's why I only disagree with the whole it shouldn't ever be remade because it is an interesting premise.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
There's not really what else would they there's not another premise like it. Why would we just let that die?
There's a lot of premises like it. Tons of them.
Like what?
So they're out there. Go look. It's not my job to do your research. It's always that guy. It's not my job to do your research, man. Go look. Go look. Go open your eyes.
The onus isn't on me. It's on you to prove me wrong.
Okay.
Oh yeah, but
Speaking of dying, so they're released with Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine coming out on video on demand. They're releasing like extra scenes, and there seems to be a scene where Gambit lives at the end. And basically, they're saying that he comes to the Marvel Universe world. So I think they're pushing for a new Gambit movie.
oh, the one where he looks at the
Yeah, he
portal
looks at the
the end of the
portal.
scene.
And he says, he
Yeah.
says the line. He does the thing. Whoo, wait till they get a load. No, he doesn't do that.
Yeah, no, you just want to say it.
I wish you would have, man. I'd be like, okay, shut up and take my money. But what do you think?
No, probably. I mean, I mean, the whole social media thing, like memes and stuff like that, that's not lost on production companies. So they saw the big pop that he got. So of course they're going to want to put him in the next thing. I don't know if they want to, I don't know if they're going to try and do a whole solo movie, but I have a feeling he'll probably show up in the next big Avengers movies, in Secret Wars or something like that. He'll just show up.
I think he needs to be in an X-Men movie, man. Like, we need to really start.
Oh, that I agree. He'll probably be in an
We
X-Men
need to
movie.
like
I don't know if he's going to
break
be
in the X-Men.
I don't know if he's going to be their Gambit though.
I think they need to break in a X-Men movie and let him be like the solo guy. Maybe he could be older Gambit. I don't know. But like, we need to start breaking in X-Men world in the new Marvel universe and start building it out and showing how cool of a universe it is. Like, honestly, X-Men universe should not be connected to any other superhero. I don't want to see the goddamn Fantastic Four in that bitch. I don't want to see no Doctor Doom. I just want to see Sentinels. I want to see Cyclops. I want to see all that. But I don't want it connected to nothing. Ever. No.
I mean, that's what it was
Yeah,
before.
that's how I want it to be.
And those
were good.
I was like, those
They
weren't
were
that great.
films.
There were
some that were great, bro. X-Men Days of Future Past.
Well,
come on, bro.
No, that one I love. That's why I only said some are great. That one's my favorite one.
I saw that one in theaters, bro. Like, that one was great.
That one made the thing I loved the most about that one is it retroactively made X3 good.
X3 was always good. I'll die on that hill. I don't care. It was always good. I'm not just saying that. I like that film. I saw that film opening weekend, and I didn't get why people hated it. I was like, why do you... This is a fun film. Like, the scene where, what's your name? Phoenix kills Charles?
I'm a Cyclops fan, so
I was like...
I never...
What do you want from this film? This is a good movie. This is fun.
I actually liked X-Men growing up and would like read the comics and watch the TV, like the cartoon show. So when the movies came out and they were all focused on Wolverine, like Wolverine's the main focus, I was so confused.
Same. Even the cartoons, even the
So
X-Men cartoons don't focus on Wolverine. Wolverine barely gets any screen time.
that's why I was confused. Where's this coming from? It was the same thing as growing up, like reading. Well, I didn't really get to read Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Well, I did, but I didn't like the comics back then because I didn't understand what was going on. So I was more of a cartoon, a fan of the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like the '80s one, and then there was this other weird one between that and the early 2000s one that would come on the Fox box. But I would watch that, and then all of a sudden, when they started doing certain things with it, people were fans of Raphael, and I was like, no, I'm a Leonardo guy. Like, where's this Raphael love coming from? And people would hate on Leonardo, and I was like confused about that. So it was like for me, it was like the Cyclops Wolverine thing all over again, where I love Cyclops and people are pushing Wolverine.
Yeah, I guess that's how it is, though. People like aggression. People like aggression, and Wolverine on
Yeah,
screen pop, man. Hugh Jackman freaking bloody murdered that script, man. He bloody murdered his role. And the guy they got as Cyclops, either he just never popped on
James
screen,
Marsden.
man. He just never popped. He didn't.
Well, they didn't
Well,
want
he
him
never
to.
had a
That
moment.
was a
He
problem. I
never
don't
had a
think.
moment.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying. They never. Brian Singer
yeah.
never. He probably wanted to fuck Hugh Jackman, so he's like, "Yeah, take some scenes, baby.
Whoa,
You're the star. You want to
that's
be the star of my
crazy, bro.
movie."
I wouldn't even go in that deep with bro.
Oh, I am.
That's crazy, bro. All right, man. Okay.
Well, whatever. Fuck him. Fuck that creep.
Hey, I agree with you on that one. You read the Hollywood Reporter article,
Yeah,
that dude is a certified creep, man. Certifiable.
weird ass. The Nintendo Direct happened
Okay,
today,
what's that?
which is it's a presentation where they show off new games that are be coming out towards the end of this year and the next year, stuff like that. They just announced new games, and they had a bunch of cool JRPG stuff in the news I was waiting for. Like there's this JRPG series called Suikoden, and they announced a remaster for 1 and 2 like months back. Because Konami, the timing was weird when they announced these remasters because the original team that worked on them left to go do their own
Mm-hmm.
thing, and they were making like a Suikoden spiritual successor. And as soon as that was getting some traction, Konami was like, "Oh wait. Y'all like those? We're redoing or we're remastering the first two. So check that out. We could get some money too, right?" So people were waiting for that to come out. They had a release date. It was supposed to come out earlier this year, and then like as soon as the spiritual successor got delayed, Konami stopped talking about the release date. They delayed theirs too. So people were wondering, are they going to try and stagger the release date to try and come out around the same time as the guys that left the company so they can like take some of their lunch? But the spiritual successor already came out, and today they announced that the remaster's coming out next year, March 6th of 2025. So now we finally have a date, and it's looking pretty good. So anybody interested in that, we finally have a date for that. And then another thing is another remaster, Tales of Grace's F from the Tales series. That was taken off. That was an old PS3 game that got delisted from the PS3 PSN store. So anyone that wanted to play it was like, "Yo, what the fuck? Like, where's?" Because they took all the Tales games off. So everyone was like, "Where can we not buy these anymore? Do we have to try and find the physical edition and pay like $200-$300 for it?" Because as soon as you delist that from the digital store, anyone who has a physical copy that's selling it, they're just going to jack the price up on it. But at today's conference, they announced, "Oh no, we're releasing it for modern consoles, the previous generation, which is like PS4, Switch, and all that stuff." And so it showed back up, and it's going to come out January 17th. And anyone who has a Switch, they're thinking about buying a Switch, just know that it's going to be 30 frames per second for the Switch edition, of course. So, but that was the only one they announced. When it comes down to Tales of Xillia or any of the Tales games that they delisted, we don't know anything yet. But during this announcement, they announced it was a part of. I think they announced it was a part of the remaster project. So we're probably going to get news on all the other ones soon. Probably news on remasters for the PS2 games as well, like Abyss and I can't remember the other PS2 ones. The only one I care about is Tales of Abyss. So we'll probably see a remaster for that soon too.
Yeah.
And then the biggest news that they barely showed, but everybody was excited about it, was Trails in the Sky FC. It's a full remake. The battle system will be similar to the newest game, Tales Through Daybreak. And yeah, this was a surprise. I thought, like everyone thought, they were at least just going to port over the PSP and PC versions, where it's like small pixel art, like 2D, little sprite art and stuff like that. But this is a full-on remake, so that's cool. So that's the end of my gaming news stuff. I didn't really talk about it. Those were just announcements that I just thought were cool. One thing I did want to talk about when it comes to anime stuff is, so a bunch of anime pirate sites were shut down yesterday. And I'm not going to say I'm happy about it, but I'm going to say good. Fuck. The only people that I feel sorry for are the unserviced. People who are in, countries where they're weird, just where they don't have access to services like Crunchyroll, Hulu, and stuff like that. Like those countries. Because they had no other way to watch anime and stuff. But all the people that are complaining about it from America, Canada, UK, shit like that. I was going to say something vulgar, but I remember you telling me, like, pull that back. Eat it. Suck one. That's as far as I'll go.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you formally, and I'm gonna stand up for my other.
Well, let me finish this.
You're not done. Okay.
Hold on, let me finish my point. Okay. No, because I knew you were going to disagree, and I agree. Like, I get that. My whole thing is, these are people, because I'm like in this space. Like, I pay for Crunchyroll, Hulu, Netflix, anything like where anime is, but like mostly Crunchyroll. That's like the main.
I use your account, so I thank you for your efforts.
There you go. So these are, and like even before then, I would actually go out and buy the home media. Like when I was working at Schlotsky's with my boy Johnny, every other Saturday, whenever we get paid, we'd be down there at Best Buy or Fry's buying up DVDs and stuff like that, because we're actually into it for real. And so we put our money, into what we like, into supporting what we like. So these people, so these folks are always talking about this way, and look at this face. These are the same people in these comment sections that are always, always, always complaining about the quality of animation, all this other dumb stuff. I'm trying to watch the language here. All this whatever. They want to complain about it, but they never pay for anything. They pirate stuff. They complain. Like they don't contribute at all. So good, good. The only people I feel bad for are the unserviced. The people that live in countries where they don't have access to these services. I think pirating sites should be around for those people to take advantage, so they can actually, watch and get in, because it's not their fault that they live in a weird, a country with like weird regulations where these services can't get the licenses to stuff, and they can't translate it to their languages. Like them, those people I actually feel bad for. That's my I'll stop right there. I'll let you go.
I don't feel bad. I feel like we lost a lot with the going down of these pirate websites. I feel like a lot of Americans lost out on that. I can't speak for other countries. I just have to say, we have a lot of unemployed people out here, right? A lot of unemployed people. What are they supposed to do with their day now?
It's called a luxury.
You know what's a luxury? I mean, they might pay for internet, but what are they supposed to show?
Bro, thug it out like I had to back in the day. Watch basic television. My bad.
I'm not done.
Go ahead.
What are they supposed to do? How are they supposed to entertain themselves? And then if you think about it, right? A lot of these anime websites become like archives, right? To where you start seeing shows that aired in America, had a dub, and you can no longer find it anywhere online. and the original company doesn't sell it because it's an American show. But there's no physical media to buy, and I can attest to that being case closed. You can't find the American dub anywhere. You can only find it on the anime pirated websites. You cannot buy it. I've tried. I've looked for it because it's like a comfort show. It's a show I can throw on and go to sleep, and I know I won't wake up. Nothing crazy is happening on screen. I have to fall asleep to shows like that if I fall asleep to the television. So I say if we lost something like that or older shows that have a good English dub on it or a good or just good audio on it or a good remastering of it, and you can no longer find it anywhere because it aired on TV one time in 1994 and you cannot find it, we lost a piece of history. And you're over there being a corporate bootlicker. Oh my God, put your money where your mouth is. I'll pay for it eventually, but let me rock. Can I cook? Shit. I don't even know if I like this fucking anime. Let me watch me 4 or 5 episodes. You over here, oh, just give them money. I'm sure it's good. No. You know how many American shows we get caught up with that? They tell me a sex scene is in episode 6. I'm 5 episodes in. The show is dog shit. How many Japanese shows are doing good Americans like that, huh? Tell me. You can't because you're bootlicking so hard you don't even see the big picture. We lost a piece of history, and I'm not going to stand for it. I'm not going to do anything against it, but I'm not going to stand for it. All right, that's my point. That's my point.
Good. I appreciate that you brought up the like the lost media thing because I actually had that written down. Yeah. Specifically about. I like that you mentioned case closed. I had that written down about specifically the Sailor Moon Deke dub because that's my favorite version of Sailor Moon. All of them are like any Sailor Moon that you can find now is more accurate to the source material, which is not the Sailor Moon that I grew up with. I don't know who Usagi is. I know who Serena is.
Yeah.
So that
was my introduction to
that's
anime.
My favorite version.
So I was a kid, That was my introduction to anime. So like you said, you lost a piece of history right there. You lost your childhood and you're over there. Your nostalgia is gone down the river. It's gone. You're never getting that back. No, you can't buy the Deke dub. You can't do none of that. You can't do it.
I would have, you would have to. I would probably have to download it illegally. Well, I mean, even then, if I could find it somewhere, it'd be way too expensive.
I know a good website. I know a good website. They just got took down the other day.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it on here. Don't say it. They'll take that too.
But that's how I feel about it.
Okay, good. No, I mean, I appreciate that counterpoint because that is a fantastic counterpoint. Mm-hmm. I just don't. What was I going to say? But yeah, that because I agree with that, and then what I was saying before, I still stand by because I just hate the fan base around it because most of they come up with like bullshit excuses for why they steal what they steal because they'll do it with manga stuff too, and they'll just hide behind whatever because manga like when they leak manga chapters or when
it's the same argument for film, music. It's no difference in mindset. People just want free stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean I agree with that. I want everything to be archived. Also, that's why I love. I don't even know if I can say this site.
Yeah, don't say it.
I feel like everyone would know. I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, because there's a site I frequent for like lost media and stuff like that. Because I can't find. There's one show that I went to for it. I could not find IGPX. Like the Toonami series for the life of me. Both of them. Not just the full series. There was a mini series that's like totally different from the other IGPX that most people know now with Haley Joel Osment and Michelle Rodriguez. And I can't remember and Steve Bloom, like all the racing one where they were voice acting. There was like a mini series where it was like sort of like war games and stuff like that. And that one's almost impossible to find unless you go to that certain site. So for lost media, I do appreciate these pirating sites, but the fan base around them, I do not appreciate, because it's a bunch of entitled losers that, for the most part, entitled losers that take from the industry and then shit on its products overall, or like the end products overall. Like they'll ask, like especially now, they'll be like, I don't like, why did this one scene have CGI in it? And it's like, because they can't afford to do hand drawn animation for these in between frames that you're watching. Because you guys like constantly take shit. Like no one wants to pay. I mean, like, because it's weird. Like a bunch of people pay for streaming services now, but there's still just as much piracy. So it's weird. I mean, for me, it's just I want to support the industry that I participate in. That's all. That's like my overall point.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah. But again, I do appreciate, because I had that written down also, specifically the Sailor Moon Deke dub, and I love that you made that point for Lost Media.
I make good points. That's what I do.
It is.
All right. It's another episode of It's Too Early for All That. Y'all can go have a good day or a bad day. I don't know. It's really up to you at this point. But we just want you to know that you should always pay for your anime, unless it's some weird, obscure reference that you can't find or pay for. Then go online and bootleg it. But if it's new anime, go pay for it. If you want to see more of it, go pay for it. And yeah, support your favorite artist. But preferably support an American first. But if you choose to outsource your art, do that as well.